boy Myke with the Wyke. Don't get it twisted.
Welcome to the Bijou Baker. I'm Maria.
I'm Maria.
I'm Myke. With the Y, don't get it twisted.
Yeah, right.
Wait, but where are we looking?
Well, wait, okay. So here's what we're going to do, and we may even keep this because we don't know.
Yeah, it's cute.
Myke has his video, his YouTube channel, Myke Life. Check it out. The link is below. You guys are going to be hooked. Wacky, zany, sweet, fun. Love him to pieces. And he's so tall.
And I'm here.
And he's here.
I'm here.
He's from New York. He came to Arizona.
I came just for her. Kind of.
Yeah.
Well,
no,
family,
leave it
Christmas.
There.
But, no,
Leave
yeah,
it
yeah,
there.
For her.
Yeah.
Only.
Only.
Yeah.
So after the video is done, he's gonna go back to New York, and that was it.
Yeah.
Wrong. Okay,
No, I'm here to stay.
So
I'm here to stay.
For the record, here's what's going on.
Yeah.
We're talking to both cameras.
Right.
His channel.
Yeah.
My channel.
So you guys know the Bijou because I talk about Bijou Baker constantly. I'm obsessed. You know I'm obsessed. So I'm here. I had to get here. She allowed me to come.
Allowed. We couldn't stand the wait. It was so much fun.
Wait a second. Look at the background. Like I can touch the egg thing now.
Not a sentence that not everybody can do.
I'm the ambassador right now to all the Bijou Baker audience, and I'm going to taste it.
He is.
I'm gonna
We're gonna
taste
make
it.
something.
Yeah.
We're gonna make chocolate chip cookies.
Mm-hmm.
So
my favorite.
This is new. We've never done 2 videos at the same time, but we're gonna do it now.
Forgive us if we look cross-eyed, because we're double fisting with the cameras here.
Yeah. Okay. So let me see. So in the background, we have my daughter making dinner for
Yeah,
us.
we should have another camera going.
She is not a videoer. So here's the gig. Myke came down. We're gonna make some videos. I'm gonna introduce you guys to him, and I'm gonna introduce him to you, and get to make new friends with you guys. And
Yeah.
I think we're set. We're gonna make cookies. The first thing we do is
Mise en place. Prep.
that was perfect. Not rehearsed, really.
Yeah, no.
Other
no.
stuff is, but not that.
Not that,
All right.
no.
So we're gonna stop. I'll stop and then.
Okay.
Okay, so let's get our stuff together. Okay, so this is just out of the park fun,
Yeah.
and you're gonna have to forgive me, please, because
You're forgiven.
oh, see, it's so much fun. I'm forgetting that you're sitting there saying, "Okay, Maria, go to the next step."
Yeah, just get to the next step. We want to eat.
I know. Okay,
But
so
we're
I
having
got this chocolate in California, and it's a darker chocolate. It's an extra dark chocolate. And I said, well, let me try this recipe because they all come with it.
Yes.
So first thing we're gonna do is get our mise en place. So, what's the first thing it asks for?
2 cups of extra dark chocolate chips, and that's what we're gonna do.
This is what we're using. Okay. I'm sorry. So we're going to use a recipe off of this. So I'm going to lower this so that you can see what we're doing.
I as well.
Sorry, and I don't even have my chef's coat on. How do you know I'm really officially a YouTuber? Because I'm here with one, baby. All right, so chocolate chips.
Is that in your shot? It should probably be more in your shot than mine.
We're good.
We're good?
We are so
Okay,
good.
all right.
It's just, we're just going to fake it all. That's all there is
All right,
to it.
beautiful.
So 2 cups.
2 cups.
We have to make sure it really is dark chocolate.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Oh, so good.
Can we just eat that? Mm-hmm. No, I want more. All right. And then, what are we looking at?
Wait, let me see.
Water. Oh, you're going to test it?
yes.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, it's nice and dark. Oh, yes.
Okay. Next is how much water?
2 tablespoons of water.
Oh, okay. I'll use this.
Perfect. 6 tablespoons unsalted butter.
Okay.
And 3/4 cup of sugar.
All right, let's get the sugar.
Okay.
I buy sugar by the vat.
Yes.
And let me get my measuring cup for that. Right. 3/4.
Yes.
One, 2, 3.
How am I
step.
doing so far?
Beautifully.
Okay, good.
Next step.
Okay, half teaspoon of salt.
Okay.
Do we just put it in there, or just
No,
all
we'll put
separate,
it
right?
in with the we'll put the salt in with the flour,
Okay.
but we don't have the flour yet.
Okay, so should we do flour first?
let's do flour.
Okay, so we are doing 1 1/4 cup unsifted all-purpose flour.
Okay.
Why do they say unsifted as opposed to sifted?
Sifted and finely fluffy.
Yeah.
More than likely, it's because when you have sifted flour, you want your product to be light and fluffy and airy, which that's what the sifting does. Cookies, not so much. They know it's durable, so.
Dense and chewy.
Yeah, a chewy for sure.
Chewy.
How much flour?
1 1/4 cup.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Does it have to be?
Yeah, it's fine. Now, when we're taught to always level our ingredients and, but I'm not going to lie. I don't always. Should I? Yeah. If it's really important, yes, I absolutely will. Chocolate chip cookies are one of the most durable desserts out there. So you got to really work at messing it up.
I'll eat them no matter what.
See? And now the salt.
Now the salt. So we have a half teaspoon of salt.
All right. I'm just going to put it in there.
So we have the water, unsalted butter, sugar, salt, 2 large eggs from the egg contraption.
Yes, ma'am. That was for me. All right, I'll hold it there.
Okay. And a half teaspoon of baking soda.
All right. You are also going to need vanilla. Where is my vanilla? All right, let me get you the vanilla. Here's the measuring spoon. And I'll get the baking soda. Soda or powder?
Soda. What is your... I mean, if it calls for soda, use soda. If it calls for powder, use powder. Is that pretty much the rule?
Yes. Now... Okay, sorry guys. So he had here you go. Let's get the... He had asked about the baking soda versus baking powder. In my video, below the link, there is a video just about that exact topic with baking powder versus baking soda. So check that out and you'll get several questions answered, I hope. And how much, well, I never measure vanilla.
You don't?
I just pour.
Okay. It's
So,
the bijou bay. It's the bijou way.
it is the bijou way. How do you bijou? All right.
You're the bijou bay.
I think we are set. All right.
We have the chocolate, the water, the butter, the sugar, the salt, the eggs, the vanilla, the flour, and the baking soda. Perfect.
The most important thing to do with your recipes is to read the directions first. Okay. The most important thing to do in a recipe is to read the directions first. It asks for a cup of butter, but it asks for it in separate pieces, in separate parts, I believe. So you want to make sure. Otherwise, I'm going to stick the butter in and just start whipping like I do every other. Is it going to make a difference? I don't know. Since I've never done this recipe, I'm going to do it their way and then decide if my way is better.
Right.
Or if it just doesn't matter. Sometimes people really like to just elaborate on stuff that doesn't matter. Get it?
Yeah. That's
So-
the bijou way.
So we're gonna read the directions and then get things in order, and we're gonna bake.
We're going to do this.
Yes.
Okay, so what we're going to do here is divide out a half cup, leaving a cup and a half of the dark chocolate chips in this bowl.
Okay.
And then I'm going to put 2 tablespoons of water into the cup and a half of dark chocolate chips. And then we're going to melt this together until it's smooth.
You can do this either in a double broiler. You can put it on a real low heat on just a pot. We're just gonna pop it in the microwave until we get what we're looking for.
Perfect.
Okay, I kind of have to, I'm excited about something, okay? He so ruined it. No. He didn't.
I so ruined it.
He
No,
did
I
not
did.
even.
I
He
did.
followed the directions.
I did.
The directions were wrong. They were wrong.
I thought I ruined it, but we reread the directions and they were wrong.
So here's what the directions said to do: is put 1.5 cups of the chocolate chips and 2 tablespoons of water. Get it melted. Okay, we did that, and it turned into a ball.
Yeah.
A ball of solid chocolate.
Yeah.
So, what do we do with solid chocolate that turns into a ball? We
Truffles.
make truffles, baby.
Yeah.
We put it on the stove, we put in some cream, and we let that melt nice and,
And
rich.
bourbon vanilla, homemade by Bijou Baker.
My bourbon vanilla, and just a little bit of, about 1.5 tablespoons of sugar. Because it is dark chocolate, it's going to be just a little bit bitter. So that's going to set. We're going to roll those later. Got to get that in the refrigerator. So in the meantime, I melted the chocolate chips, another 1.5 cups.
The right way.
That's it, just in the microwave. And this is what we're getting. See? It's nice and creamy. This is what they wanted. The water was so unnecessary.
Yes.
Now I was telling Mike, if by some chance this time it didn't get creamy and it balled up again, I would have added about a tablespoon of butter. That butter fat would have made everything homogeneous and creamy like it is now. So, and then we're talking the 1/2 cup of chocolate chips. This is all they're allowing in the cookies. So we're going to use whatever's left in there. I mean, if they're wrong on one thing, just put the whole thing in there. And not that there's much, but it's more than a 1/2 cup.
It's enough more.
All right. So now that we got our chocolate set, we're going to get our cookies going. All right. So let's adjust. Okay. So we're going to start off with 3/4 of a cup or 1.5 sticks of room temperature butter. And we're going to cream the butter and the sugar together. Anytime you're I'll put my money on almost every time you're making cookies, you will cream the butter and the sugar together. And then add the eggs one at a time after that. Okay? That's just a general rule, but stick with what the recipe says until you catch it on. All right, so put the sugar in.
There's nothing better than creamed and buttered sugar.
Right? And it always asks for light and fluffy. That just means it wants volume. And whenever you're whipping up something, you're going to get volume because the air is going to give you the oomph that you need. So let this go for just a minute. I know, my table's on wheels. I know. All right, add 1 egg at a time. I'm going to tell you what, let's do this. Crack it in here and then pour it in.
Let's make sure the egg is good, right?
It's also
And no
make sure
crack.
that there's no shells in the... You can put that here. Okay, put that in. So they always say to add 1 egg at a time. Okay. What you're doing is you're just making sure everything gets incorporated. Incorporating your great ingredients is a huge factor in baking. So I'm going to turn this off, lift this up, and scrape the bowl. I love my KitchenAids, but they've got this divot on the bottom of the mixer that will collect. All my viewers know that I say this all the time, and well, you know, because if you have one,
It's got a divot too.
yep.
I've got
All
a
right.
divot in mine.
See, we're divoters.
We're divoted.
All right.
Dividend. And I made a mess.
No, don't worry about it. As a habit for myself, I always put the vanilla in right after the eggs. 1, to make sure that I don't forget, and 2, it's just a good flow for me. So just pour in however much vanilla you like. I like vanilla.
Yeah, I do too. Bourbon vanilla especially. That's good?
Yeah.
Okay. You say pour how much you like.
does.
and
I know. That does smell so good.
Yeah, it smells amazing.
All right, we're gonna stop this and pour in that chocolate.
Oh yeah.
That's a beautiful creamy chocolate now. So I'm not quite sure what their goal was, but it's their recipe. I'll give them the credit and or the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
And yeah, there's a lot of dough. Sorry.
Maybe the water is softer in San Francisco.
Yeah, okay, let's go with that. You're just making stuff up.
Left and right.
So my bijou buddies, do check out the okay, so one thing about me, I leave nothing. He left 5 pounds. 5 pounds. What's the big idea, Myke?
I should have known better. I really should have.
This bowl is going to be clean enough to put back on the counter. All right, maybe not that clean, but
Not clean.
Clean.
Yeah.
All right. So a scrape on the sides. I'm going to whisk this again, and we're going to put in the dry ingredients.
Okay.
While this is whisking or whipping up, I'm going to have you mix up the dry ingredients and then
Okay.
tell them why.
This is going to incorporate the baking powder and the salt into the flour seamlessly.
That
And
way
is there...
there's no chunks of anything in one particular place.
Yeah. I totally answered that as if I was afraid to get it wrong.
You're Ron Burgundy?
This is my final for the class, the bijou baking test here.
There you go.
I've been a
All right.
student for a while. I gotta make sure my professor.
No, that's not even true, because I gotta tell you, he did one of my lemon blueberry cakes.
Mm-hmm.
I was so impressed with your work.
Amazing.
It was a great job.
It was amazing.
All right, put that in.
Okay. All of it?
All of it.
All of it. And I will link that in my description box.
Yes. I will too, because it was a great video.
Yeah. And the bijou baker does make somewhat of an appearance.
That is fun. That was such
via my laptop.
There you go. I got some chocolate on my bling.
It's because I'm here.
It is because you're here. That's
Because
okay.
I make a mess wherever I go.
I did that. All right. So this is going to mix a little bit. Then we're going to add in the chocolate chips. Oh, sorry. I did that. That was me. That was me. All right. Now, I didn't let this stir too long, because at this point you kind of want to be gentle with your dough.
So it can't be manhandled.
No. Here's you're gonna mix it in the chocolate chips by hand.
Oh.
But this way you're gonna have a better control of your dough, and it's not gonna be so. You just want to be a little delicate with it.
All right.
All right. So these are the chips. You're such a sweetheart. Mix those in. I'm gonna clean my.
Oh, it's a nice consistency.
Yeah, it looks good, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Well, they may just redeem themselves after all, huh?
This is smelling good already. But it didn't call for bourbon vanilla, which we added.
Any chance you can get bourbon, baby? No, that's not true. It's only partially true. No, it's true.
It's all true.
All right. So there we go. Now we're going to put it on cookie sheets. We're going to bake it. Now, again, it said 375. I'm not digging that temperature.
Why not?
It's too high. It's too high. What I'm thinking it'll do, let's go.
Let's go.
Hold on one second. I want to
Let's talk to you guys. We're going to talk to you about this.
Oh, how's that for a wild ride, guys? Whoa. Sorry. Okay. When you have your cookies, and I like chewy. I like chewy.
Oh, I do too.
So I will underbake them just a tiny bit, because they'll still continue to bake on the cookie sheet, because the cookie sheet's going to retain heat. So I'll put them at 350. 375 just seems too high. It's not going to...
I don't know if I've had a 375 cookie recipe.
Well,
but I like chewy, so maybe
they were wrong in the water, so I'm just going to go ahead and put. I'm just going to put 350 for.
We're in the bijou baker's house.
There you go. So we'll go ahead and get these scooped up and put on the cookie sheet.
And then we eat.
Okay, so we've got the batter made. It looks good. It is. It
amazing.
really is a good consistency. And look at that. Want to bite? Look at that. That is.
I kind of do want to bite.
Oh, here, taste it.
Freshly washed hands, best kitchen gadget.
My rule is always
Ooh.
here up them.
There we go.
Yep, is that it? Okay.
That's it.
So we're gonna stick with 350 on this. I'm comfortable with 350.
Me too.
So we're gonna put them on our cookie sheet and then put them in the oven. All right. And we just have, it's about a 1.5 ounce cookie scoop.
And how far apart do you put them?
Well, myself, that looks good.
It's gooey, guys.
For this particular one, and this is a 3/4 sheet cookie sheet, I still only do three across.
Okay. So like one here and then one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow, that is really
Yeah,
chocolatey.
it's really. It tastes like a truffle. A truffle.
Speaking
cookie.
of which, we have that chilling.
We
in the
sure
oven,
do.
in the fridge.
We sure do.
And then I'll probably go 4 across. But I've got to go wash my hands because I licked my fingers.
Are these sized okay?
They look fantastic.
Okay.
This is a good size. Now, again, because I don't know this recipe, I don't know how they're going to spread. So what I am going to do is I'm going to take a sheet of parchment when you're done.
Oh,
No, you're good. You're good.
it's okay. I won't spread too much.
It'll forgive you.
And it'll
Okay.
taste good no matter what.
Yeah. So I'm going to take a sheet of parchment and I'm just going to kind of flatten it. I would usually use the bottom of a heavy blast so that I don't get that little bit of a dome. But
Because it's sticky dough.
this is a sticky dough. I hope that means that it's going to be chewy. So
Look at that. What a nice
All
little
right.
trick.
yeah, that you're going to get a very even bake.
Yeah.
You know how sometimes you get those chocolate chip cookies where they're a mound? That just doesn't do it for me.
No.
It does for so many, and that's fine. But in my world, in my kitchen, you know, my kitchen, my rules,
Yeah.
right?
I'm an equal opportunist cookie, so the mounds are okay. But there's nothing like a perfectly even, chewy cookie.
There's not.
No.
Okay, so into the oven at 350, and I'm going to stick with my time. I'll say 10 to 12 minutes. Okay. Okay, so is that perfect or what? Look at them. They're so perfect. If I could package smelling, we'd make a mint.
I have never experienced smell-o-vision on the Bijou Baker
No.
as I am today.
This-
I can actually smell it.
So when I say, "Oh my God, it smells amazing," you can
It really
vouch.
does.
It really does.
It really
So
does
these
smell
are
nice.
they're hot.
But we're impatient.
We're impatient, and the waiting is the hardest part.
Oh,
Oh, that's just beautiful.
that's gorgeous.
All right, let's see. Okay, so we're nibbling on these yummy cookies, and I'm realizing that I'm not the big fan of it that I want to be. So, what I would do differently? They're just a little dry, just a little bit. But the flavor's good. They're really chocolatey. So, I'm not going to complain about that, right? So what would I do differently? Okay, I like the idea of melting the chocolate to make the chocolate cookie base. But I would just use my chocolate chip cookie recipe, adjust it like that, and that way it's good and moist and delicious. So on a scale of 1 to 10, I would give this cookie a 4. But it's good. It's tasty.
Yeah, it's tasty.
It's tasty.
It's purely texture we're not too thrilled about, but the flavor is good.
It's not bijou.
Oh. It's Bijou made, but it's not a Bijou recipe.
It's not. So I would do that. Next time I make chocolate chip cookies, I'll use my recipe, melt a little bit of it, put a little bit more chocolate chips in it.
More butter.
More
But I
butter.
guess that
Well,
your recipe
yeah.
calls for more butter.
I would use, it asks for 3/4 of a cup. I would just say, what did you say? I'd say
do the
a
whole cup, right?
Just do the whole cup.
Why
a whole
leave
cup of
out
butter.
no butter left behind, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Let's stick with that. So that's my review
The
on this
honest
recipe.
review.
So there you go. Thanks for watching, guys.
Thanks for watching.
Ah, that was fun. Don't forget to like and subscribe.